But let's start. Let's get this started. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We appreciate you guys spending your Wednesday nights with us, especially today on a very special day. Chief Alvarez will give us a little bit more info in a few, but let's go over the virtual norms. Um, if you guys can please move your computers or phones just to be able to hear the presenters more clearly and better, that will help a lot. Please make sure that this space stays positive, right? Our comments, our suggestions, we are here to help each other out, support one another. Use the chat option to post a question or statement. Make sure you always do that. We have people monitoring the chat and we'll be able to get your question or concern heard. And also, if you tend to share your screen, try not to do it, but if you do, a green little box will come up where it says you're sharing your screen and you just press on it and then problem solve. So as you all know, and we'll go to the next slide, today is Coffee with the Chief. I got my coffee. Usually I don't drink coffee after 3, but today was the day to drink coffee, and it's actually a coffee I brought from Mexico, which I was really happy. I like your mug, Chief. Mine says, "Let the adventures begin," which is every day. So today is September 16, 2020, Coffee with the Chief. My name again is Maria Munoz. I am the face manager of Network 8. My email, as you can tell, is mgmunoz4@cps.edu. My cell phone number is 773-230-6952. I will try my best to always answer your questions when you send me or call me, when you send me an email or call me, and I will always do it within 24 hours. And if I don't, please call Liz. She'll get me to answer you. As a reminder, we are recording the session. We would love to see your faces, right? But if you don't want to be seen or don't want to be recorded, it's okay if you if you don't want to put your camera on, it's totally fine. But if you do, just so you know, we are recording this. And also you get to see all of the other recorded videos in our YouTube channel. I know someone is going to be helping us putting the link on the chat so you guys can look over the other videos we've had in the past. And we continue to the next slide. Our theme for today is reopening, the school's reopening. We are going to do a roll call to see who's here. We're going to give a little purpose of today's meeting, updates, and then lastly, our Q&A. And we'll continue. And some introductions. You guys probably already know our STAR team, but I will continue saying their names so we always know who to contact when we need them. So we have Claudia Ballesteros, our Family and Engagement Coordinator. We have Andrea Aguilera Villalobos. She is our Network 8 Executive Assistant and our producer of all these different virtual meetings that we have. And last but not least, our amazing Doctora Elizabeth Alvarez, nuestra jefa, our chief.
Thank you, Maria, for your introduction. I'm excited to be here with you today at Coffee with the Chief. I am a tea drinker. I'm also a White Sox fan, so I'm really excited about the White Sox right now as we try to make it to the playoffs. So I'm drinking my tea in my White Sox mug. And so I'm going to, hold on, she's getting all this ready here on the calendar. She's making sure that people are getting in. So let's wait for a second and then we'll start. Awesome. So why are we doing that? We want to make sure that we have you who's out there. So we always ask a question in the beginning. So if you don't mind telling us which school, and then tell us how did the first week of remote learning go? And you could even talk about this week too. So I'll wait a while for you to do that. If you don't mind letting us know, we have some examples on the side, whether it went smoothly, whether it went very confusingly. So whichever one you want to do, just chat it on the side to let us know school and how did it go. So I'll wait a while and put myself on mute. Anybody out there? I know we're being a little shy. Is it no response, meaning it's gone smoothly? Oh, good, Ms. Hunt. So we have a good week going on. Oh, good, Claudia. Very organized. Teachers have a schedule. Oh, that is awesome to hear. So we have a couple of positive things. Smoothly, good week, very helpful. That is awesome to hear. Thank you for that. I know we don't have many people on, so we'll just go on to the next one. I appreciate that. That allows us to know what's happening, and I will go back and give feedback to our leaders as well. Why are we doing this? The Coffee with the Chief, we want to continue this throughout the whole year. We want to be able to provide you with resources, support, give you a platform for you to actually be with us, provide you with some answers to your questions, and so that we are successful for this remote learning year. So this is the purpose. Our vision has not changed. We still have the CPS vision where we're doing high quality academic progress and making sure that we're being transparent. And really it's about our integrity to make sure that we're reaching out to each and every one of you so that we're doing this collectively. And then reminding everyone that Network 8's vision is bringing a sense of belonging to every school, every child, and now every home. We should probably add that on there because we are now entering into the homes. And so we wanted to thank you for that, for being here with us as part of our Network 8 vision. So we have a couple of things we want to cover today. First and foremost, today is Mexican Independence Day. I am a proud Mexican American. My parents came from Mexico. I was raised here, but very much proud to be Mexican American. And so today is our independence. If we go to the next one, for all of you, que viva, viva Mexico. A little bit for those of you, I don't want to bore you because I bet you anything you know the history of Mexico. But I like to make sure that everyone knows this because here in the United States, they celebrate Cinco de Mayo, which is not a celebration in Mexico. It is Mexican Independence Day that really is truly celebrated. And we know that around 300 years, Spanish came in and ruled over Mexico. They came and took personal wealth, they took land, they took gold. And it was a Catholic priest in the town of Dolores named Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla that said, enough is enough. We want to be an independent country. You must leave our country, go back to Spain. And he demanded that the Spanish rule stop. And so that entered into more than a decade of a war, about 11-year war between Spain and Mexico. And it was until August 24th, 1821, that they were finally recognized as an independent country. And so I want to make sure that we acknowledge this to say that Mexico would not be Mexico if this did not happen. So want to make sure we got our history out there. But we also know that September 15th started Latino Heritage Month. And so we want to acknowledge all our Latinos out there. This goes all the way to October 15th. It is a time to celebrate our heritage, to celebrate what we bring to the American history as well. And so we have here their Independence Days next to each of their flags, hence why we celebrate Latino Heritage Month during this time of September and October. So we want to make sure that we share that with you today because we are all about schooling and we like to get nerded up about this kind of stuff. So wanted to show you that. So now that we have celebrated a bit, I'm going to move into this next part regarding reopening of school trainings, and I'll hand it off to Maria.
Thank you, Liz, and thank you for that brief history. It's always a good reminder, right, of why we do these celebrations. So yes, reopening of schools, we partnered with Google and Google trainers that have come up and done these amazing trainings online. You will see the link on the chat. There's the YouTube videos of every single virtual class that has happened since the starting of the school. So you can find some there from like back in, last week, from September 8th and so on. But they demonstrate all the apps. They have how to navigate the Google Classroom Meet, how to use the Google in the iPads, because it's very different from a computer or from a phone. So they will definitely, and they're really, really good ones, the English ones and the Spanish ones. I was able to be there for 2 of them, and I saw the great efforts that the Google trainers will give in these workshops. So I was really proud of that. So please check those out. Share them with your family and friends, because you will learn something. I definitely learned a lot, and I thought I was tech savvy, but there's always new things coming up. In that link too, if your family needs it in Spanish, you can change the website to Spanish, and the videos will come up in Spanish as well. And then we'll go to the next one, just to give you guys a briefly description of the apps that we are using, right, for school. So we can go to the next slide. So the different learning platforms that we have in CPS, you will see the Google Chat, the Google Hangouts. This is where you can send messages to your teachers, especially the students, sending them to their teachers, asking them questions about the schoolwork, whatever issues they're having, or if they missed a class because their internet couldn't, wasn't working during that time, letting them know what had happened. They can email them as well. Each student should have a CPS account by now. If not, make sure you talk to your administrators at your school so you can get that CPS account. Google Classroom, that's where all the assignments will be set up, uploaded, all the materials that are going to be used for all the different projects that students are going to have during this remote learning. You will find it in the Google Classrooms. So definitely use these different platforms to stay on top of your students and what are they doing in their school. And also the Google Meets, this is what they're using for all the virtual classes, and they each class will have their link for most of the time. I know my son, he's in pre-K, he has like his small group link, and then he has his bigger classroom link, and we make sure that we have those 2 ready for whenever he needs to go. So make sure you guys differentiate between those. And then we'll go to the next slide. We also have more videos in regards to the reopening guidelines, how to join a class, how to get it in, how to have initial access, bookmarking in the classroom, turning in assignments. That's going to be very important to know about that, right? Because we have to make sure our students are turning in their homework, how to check their grades, and checking up due dates. So again, someone will put it in the chat with the link. Make sure you have that, save it, share it with your friends and families. And then we'll go to the next one. And I believe Chief Liz is going to give us more information on expectations.
Yes, absolutely. So just so you know, in regards to expectations for learning, our children will have synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. When they're doing synchronous learning, this is when it's live with the teacher. Usually it's a whole group, and it's for the duration of the instructional day, depending on if it's literacy or if it's math, whatever they're getting, that's the synchronous time. The asynchronous looks a little bit different. It might be in small group. It might be intervention where it's 2 or 3 children together. It might be where they're actually doing work on their own. Or maybe catching up with a teacher during office hours or with family members. So it looks very different in regards to what synchronous looks like versus asynchronous. So let's look at the minutes that they're supposed to be getting for each grade and also for each subject matter. So if you look at this here, this is for elementary. I'm going to go to grades K2. If you look at literacy, a child in like first grade would be getting 60 minutes of synchronous learning for literacy. So this is like reading, writing, all the stuff, getting to know how to read, grammar, phonics. Asynchronous would also be 60 minutes. So it's going to look very different in regards to what the teacher is providing. And then you'll go through it throughout grades 3 to 5, 6 to 8. So it looks different for each one as you look for math as well. It's 40 synchronous, 50 asynchronous. And it goes higher when you get to the 8th grade. We go to the next one, we'll see science and social studies. And it'll provide you with the minutes there. There are fewer minutes for that. However, sometimes they may be getting longer time in science because the teacher is using that for literacy. So that's where they might combine the minutes there. So if you're noticing in science class, they're getting more than 40 minutes in grade 6 to 8, it's because they're also combining it with the literacy minutes that are needed for synchronous minutes. At the bottom, you will see what the total would be for that week. And so it'll say 150, 360 minutes for each child when we're looking at the minutes there. So I don't want anyone thinking that it's going to be in one day, because it's going to be spread out through the week. And then we also have the high school as well. And the high school looks a little bit different, because what they're telling the teachers to do is to provide 80% of the week to synchronous learning. And then for asynchronous would be 20%. So some of the children in high school might be getting like that Thursday or Friday where they're not even getting on remote learning because they're doing this on their own, or they're having to do some group stuff on their own. So it looks very different when you get to the high school level. And they may play around with, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we will meet. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're on your own. So that might be the 20% that you might be seeing. It all depends on the schedule that the school is giving you. But I wanted to make sure that everyone here is aware of what these minutes look like regarding remote learning. We'll go to the next one. And I will hand this off to Claudia, who's going to share with us about what's happening with our meals.
So just to remind you that we're still distributing meals at schools. And if I believe Brandy will be putting on the chat the website, so you could go in and see what the school is handing out for breakfast and lunch. Remember that you get 2 day worth of food. So if you know of anyone that needs any food, please share the link. The next one, Andrea. And the medical requirements. It is important that you remember if your student is in pre-K, kindergarten, is
second grade,
second
and fifth.
Make sure that you schedule an appointment to have your child complete a physical. You have until October 15 to turn it in. If you already have your physical completed, please take it to your school because we are putting them into Aspen.
And right now is actually time for the flu. With everything going on with COVID, it is so important that we protect ourselves. I know it's not a mandatory vaccination, but this is one way we could really protect ourselves from any types of sicknesses that are out there and keeping ourselves healthy.
Remember also your schools have been reaching out with different forms, and it's very important that you have till November 18, but the sooner the better, to complete your forms and take them back to the school. Here we have the family income, which is also known as our lunch form, where you could fill it out. You download it, and then you're able to type on it and save it, and you could send it to school. However, you have to keep in mind that the form needs to have a physical signature. So if you send it to the school might call you because you have to go in and sign the lunch form.
And it's really important that you get these to the schools because this is how they are funded. And so when parents don't turn these in, the school loses money. And I mean, a big deal, especially right now when we're seeing that some of our children are leaving public schools to go to be in person at private schools. So this is really important that you turn in your income information form.
And then another very important form to submit is your emergency form. We have to make sure that the school has updated address, emails, phone numbers, because in case something happens, we just want to make sure that we have all your information updated in the system. Then our next slide has some information about COVID test locations. And Brandy has put the information to make your appointments if you need to do a COVID test.
And Claudia, I'm going to pause for a second. We'd be remiss if we did not introduce Brandy, who's been putting all the links on here. So I want to thank her. She is part of Network 8. She joined us sometime in June, Brandy?
Yes.
June? June. So we have Brandy and Janet joining us to help make sure you get the links. So I want to thank them for that. So when you hear us saying their names.
So if you're looking for a site to conduct or to have the COVID test, here are 5 different locations. And we have also on the chat put in the phone numbers so you could schedule an appointment. The next slide has information about the American Heart Association. And it's in the website, you would just have see different activities that you could do with your child, just to have your child active.
So especially when they have their breaks during remote learning, get them to move.
And also, BPNC is offering citizenship classes. If you need any help with your citizenship, here we have Adriana's information, and reach out if you know someone that's asking about citizenship, share her information so you could join the citizenship classes. And the next.
Sorry, can I add a plug-in? Just
Yes.
a reminder, the citizenship cost for the application will go up starting October 1st. And if people, if you qualify for a waiver before, you probably won't qualify for a waiver this time. So try to get as many family members that you know that are residents to go and get their citizenship.
Thank you, Maria. And then the next page here, we have some resources. If you are in need of any food assistance, the first is Plant Chicago. They are offering a farmer's market at Davis Square Park, which is on 44th and
Yes, Marshfield.
And just keep in mind that if you are purchasing with your link, they will double it. So this event takes place every Saturday from 11 to 3 p.m. If you have any questions, you could always reach out to Steph. And Brandy has put his email on the chat. We also have Casa Catalina's food pantry, 45th and Ashland, and they are giving out food. They're open on Tuesdays from 9:30 to 11:30, 1 to 2:30, and then Wednesdays from 1 to 5:30, Thursdays from 9:30 to 2:30. We also have, in the next slide, 2 more organizations, which are Frida's Place Soup Kitchen, which is open Sundays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Tuesdays from 9 to 10. And they are located at 5045 South Laughlin. And we also have their phone number. And then we also have food pantry at New Eclipse Community Alliance. And they're open Wednesdays from 4:30 to 6:30. And you could always reach out to Pamela if you have any questions. The next slide, you will have this opportunity. We have a free parent summit, which goes from October 9th to the 11th. And the sessions are in English. So signed up, you could always go into the link and see what kind of sessions they're offering. Remember, it's free, and you could join 1 or 2 sessions just to help you and learn a little bit more. It's always just to hear from others. And then I'm going to pass it to Maria, that she has information about PEC.
Thank you, Claudia, for all of those resources. So many things. I'm even going to go and check out the market, the farmers market. So we finally got all the forms out to the principals, the parent counselors, the assistant principals, all the forms needed in order to start the PAC meetings. A lot of the forms will be electronic. We are also having trainings for these. There's going to be on Friday. Sorry, I was going to say tomorrow, but tomorrow's Thursday. I'm thinking it's going to be Friday, but it's not. But Friday, there's going to be 2, one in English and one in Spanish. These are all going to be recorded, so we can go back to the Parent University, find the videos, the links, and watch them again. I know the principals are going to start with their meetings as soon as next week. So please grab these links, share them.
These are all really good resources as we start opening of the school. And one other thing that I want to make sure, so some of the stuff that we're adding on there is things that have been requested from our parents. So know about the PAC, about food places, that's all coming from you. So that's where we're making sure you get this information. We also had people reach out regarding workshops for IEP. We want to make sure you know your rights as a parent when it comes to the IEP of your child. And so there is going to be a workshop for IEP at River Edge and Streamwood Behavioral Health. The flyer is located here. Brandy will go ahead and put it on the chat for you. But if you need more information, you need to contact Fatima Villaseñor. It will be Monday, September 21st. That's coming up, this Monday coming up at 6 p.m. And then Spanish workshops will also be held. So I want to make sure that you have this. If you have friends that have children that are diverse learners, this is so important that our families know their rights as they go in and sit at IEP meetings. So we want, and as always, we always end by reminding you where you can contact us here. So the next time we're going to meet first is September 30th, which is at the end of the month. We want to make sure we're still touching base with you twice this month since we just opened. And then we're going to go monthly. So I want to just make sure that you know that we will be going monthly. So our next meeting will be October 28th. So please let your friends and neighbors know. Our next meeting is in 2 weeks, September 30th, and then we'll meet in a month, October 28th, and then we'll continue to do that as we go to November and then December, January, till we end the school year successfully. Thank you, Brandy, for putting it on there. I'm going to pause to make sure to see if we have any questions. I know that was a lot of information. And feel free, since there's only a few of you, to get yourselves off the mic too. Okay. All right. So if there's no questions, you know where you could reach us, or you could follow us as well. We have a Twitter account at Network 8 CPS. The Twitter account really is in regards to letting you know what's happening in our schools. And as always, we end in the same way. So I want to make sure that you are washing your hands, that you're being safe. We'll go to the next slide, Andrea. Oh, here's the reminder again of the 30th. So please be safe, wash your hands, socially isolate, and we will see you on September 30th. So please be well. We will end with some music, and as soon as the song ends, we will close off. So feel free to leave a chat or leave at this moment. Andrea, hit our music.
La verde cara fresca del río, son mis palomas, tus heridos. Guadalajara, hueles a pura tierra botada.
I think it's just us, guys.
Is it?
Yeah, I just checked.